The Great Awakening is happening right now, also known as the Ascension. And it's making a lot of us go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It's making a lot of bullshit come to the surface. And this can be a good thing. New Earth is coming and 5D and all this other stuff. But there's also crap that we need to deal with. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the shadow side or the dark side of the Great Awakening that no one talks about. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and I help people to find their center. In this video, as I said before, I'm going to talk about the shadow side or the dark side of the Great Awakening that no one talks about. So what is the Great Awakening? It's also known as the Ascension or the Solar Flash or New Earth or 5D. So the Great Awakening is the Earth, the planet, is going through her own spiritual awakening. Earth is a sentient being, and we're here to help with that ascension or the awakening. So all around the planet, people are starting to wake up to the truth of more of who they are, and not believe in the lies that we're told, that we're just physical beings here to work just over broke and pay bills and then die. And the Matrix has been designed to keep us in a lower frequency and in a level of control for so long. So many of us are starting to wake up to the truth. And that's why it's known as the Great Awakening or Ascension. But in order to do that, we've got to wake up from the 3D slumber, and that's happening more and more. And this is a good thing, but it also can have some side effects. It can also have some not so pleasant things that come up for us. And one of the dark side or the shadow side of the Great Awakening that no one talks about is that we're collectively purging our shadow, which means we're going acute. That means that everything that we thought we dealt with individually and collectively is being brought up to the surface. And this creates tension, it creates frustration, it creates turmoil and feelings of being ungrounded or being unsettled in your body. And you may notice some of those things coming up for you. Things you thought you dealt with years ago, things you thought you put to rest, are coming up for you to look at it finally and release it. And that's not always easy. Habits, addictions, old belief patterns, negative thoughts, these all can impact you on a deep level. And you may feel like you've been going through an endless dark night of the soul. You may be feeling like you're going through an endless spiritual depression. And that's the truth about the Great Awakening, is that it's not easy. I know I've said this before, but the shadow side of it is that we're purging the collective shadow for all of us to take a look at all of the crap that has been hidden for so long and take a look at it. Systems are falling away, structures are being redone, things are shifting around, and that is not always a pleasant experience. Ego death. It's like basically right now on the planet Earth, we're going through an ego death, and that is probably one of the most painful experiences you could ever have. It's not something to be talked about lightly. It's not something to be just like, oh, it's like willy-nilly talked about in the spiritual community groups. And it's not something that could just be kind of glossed over in a Facebook group, or, that fake hollow words on a, post could understand or convey. So those are some of the truths about the Great Awakening that no one talks about, is that it's really difficult, that you're being forced to look at individually and collectively where we need to grow and where our stagnation is. And those systems that are in place that are not heart-centered, that are not for the collective whole, are being wiped out. Businesses, people, governments, and all this stuff is being restructured. And that is a painful process. Growth is a painful process. And feeling like you're alone on this journey. I feel like I'm alone a lot sometimes. And also having to deal with the negative emotions of the collective, dealing with people who don't know what's going on. Or you may feel like you're kind of stuck and feeling like you have no support from the divine at this time. You may feel like you're kind of in an abyss, like you've got, like your guides can't hear you. I know sometimes I feel like that on my own journey. Sometimes I feel like I ask for divine guidance, and other times it comes in crystal clear, and then other times I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? And sometimes I feel stuck, sometimes I feel frustrated that I want to move past certain blockages, but I don't know how, or I don't know what to do. So the Great Awakening, the shadow side of this is that it's hard, that it's an ego death, which absolutely sucks, spiritual depression, dealing with collective crap that we all have to take responsibility for in some way, even on a individual level, and cleaning up our own garbage. And like I said, that is not always easy. So working through some of this takes time. Things are easier to shift now than ever before, but somebody commented on one of my videos a little while ago that they've been going through like a 3-year depression, and I'm like, wow, that's a long time to be going through this stuff. And sometimes the love and light woo-woo stuff, the love and light just doesn't cut it. Sometimes you just need to sit in your own crap. Sometimes you just need to sit in the mud like I'm doing right now and be with it and be still and not try to distract yourself. That's the other thing, is distractions will not work anymore. Being pulled off your path is not going to work anymore. Your soul is not going to allow that. So by being still, by going within, by making the most of the mud and the darkness that you can, then that's where your true growth comes in. So the Great Awakening is about shedding light on the darkness of where you're holding stagnation and stagnant energy, and coming to terms with that and waking up and shaking yourself awake. And you may have moments of frustration where you want to feel like you want to strangle somebody, or you want to knock people out or whatever. And for me, a lot of it comes from the egotism, my own egotism being mirrored back to me from other people. And ego has little to no place in 4 and 5D Earth. But until we face that shadow, until we face our 3D self and realize that we are in a 3D physical body, as well as a 4D, 5D, 6D, and all this other stuff, and I want to get off this planet, trust me, as much as a lot of you guys do, as much as the starseeds do, because it is violent, it is harsh here. But the truth is, we can't leave our body and go on to our next mission and assignment until we've helped to transmute our own shadow and our own vibration. And that's what the Great Awakening is about. It's about illuminating where the darkness is inside of you and things that you need to personally and collectively let go of. And starseeds, transmute more of that energy. Rainbow starseeds and rainbow lightworkers transmute more of that energy than a lot of people, and that's why you feel emotions more intensely. So check out down below that Ho'oponopono Reiki infused guided meditation. I'm going to start doing some more Reiki on this channel and sending out healing energy. And it's been a while, but I miss doing it, so I'm going to start doing that again. Check that out on Saturday. I'm going to do some collective Reiki and the Ho'oponopono guided meditation, completely free. It'll help you with some of this shadow aspect and wake up to more of who you truly are. Listen to that for 21 days. Comment down below. Let me know. It'll change your life. I know it's already helped so many people. And you got this, starseeds. Even though it can be tough, even though it can be really hard, the shadow side of the Great Awakening is here for us to look at our collective shadow and for us to purge it. And that is the truth. The truth is that healing work sucks. The truth is that healing can suck, absolutely. And sometimes all you can do is go from shit to suck. And that's the truth about the Great Awakening. Is right now we're going at some point, in some respects, from shit to suck. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Peace and unity.